Hello and welcome to our YouTube channels and our live readings. I'm Kat, and as you can see, I have Mel with me, and we'll be doing readings, tarot, oracle, angel cards. So yeah, if you'd like a question answered, then just join us live, and we'll be happy to pull some cards for you. I'm just thinking, I just wanted to share a link to my newsletter because I'm offering, until further notice, every month there's a prize draw where you can win a free reading with me. It's a private sitting, online, but face-to-face. And each month it might be changing as to which one I'm offering. So if you'd like to sign up, you just need to sign up to my newsletter. And there it goes. Okay.
I might do the same actually. I'll pop my just pop my website. I think it's in the description anyway, for my newsletter as well. I'll pop that one on there.
Yeah, it's always nice and easy to have it, I suppose, in the comments. But then all of our details, by the way, are in the description as per usual. So yeah, so we'll just have a little wait, see who's ready to join us.
It's going to be dark soon, isn't it? I'm going to put my light on because soon I will disappear.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not too bright. That's okay.
Actually, my light has gone a bit dark now. It's not very good. The battery seems to go down really fast on this thing. I think it's dying. The light.
So if we do get anybody on here from Facebook, if you could pop your name in the comments, and then if you'd like a card reading, let us know your question. And if you're on YouTube, then we should be able to see your name anyway. It's only on Facebook that it doesn't pull it over.
Yeah, if you're coming from Facebook group, which you would only be coming from a group because I'm not sharing this on my page. So if you could put your name and your question like in the same comment, that would be ideal. I was wondering actually, Mel, I was going to ask you if you have worked or know much about the crystal moldavite.
Yes, moldavite. I wanted to get some moldavite and I asked my guides and they were like, nope. It was a flat out no, and I was like, why? I want it. But it's very strong, very powerful. I heard it came from a meteor hitting the earth, and moldavite comes from the Czech Republic, and it's green, and there's only so much moldavite in the planet because it's not grown from the planet, so it's come from the cosmos. And funnily enough, instead of buying moldavite, my guide suggested I get something called tektite, which is this one here.
Oh, it does look like a meteor.
Yeah, no, it's not a crystal, it's a piece of meteor. But this is a bit more common. Tektite is found in many places in the world, so it's easier to get hold of tektite. It's not as expensive either. This was about £9. Moldavite for a tiny piece is about 20 quid. It's quite expensive, but it is also come from the cosmos, the same as this. I mean, this isn't pretty, it's not a pretty crystal, but I just wanted something that would connect me to the spirit guides I've got who come from different parts of the universe, so I decided to get some. But this is a bit more gentle.
So do you know what moldavite is meant to be like helping you with?
Connection to light beings, connection to any spirit guides you've got that come from elsewhere in the universe. It's just incredibly strong and perhaps at the time when I asked a few months ago, it perhaps wasn't the right time for me to get it. That's not to say it's not the right time for you or anybody else. So it might be just worth checking in with your guide, use your pendulum, or just ask them, pull a card for yourself to check that it's okay. Because I do know a few people who have said Moldavite is extremely strong, and just holding it for a while, they can feel a bit sort of giddy with it. So it's just very powerful. That's the only thing, and expensive.
Yeah, I was
I
just
don't
wondering.
know
Because
if
I
you
just
get
like
some. Let me
seeing
know.
people talking about it.
Oh, sorry. Say that again.
No, I said I was just wondering because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about it, and some are, like, whoa, Moldavite is, super powerful, and but also, like you say, expensive, and yeah, I was just wondering what's the
Yeah.
hype about?
I don't have, I'm not, I heard a bit of hype and wanted to buy some and just got put off by my spirit guides. But a friend of mine who lives up the road, who's also a crystal healer, she has some. And I said, let me touch it. I want to see what it feels like. And she had this tiny little piece, and that was about 20 quid, this tiny piece of it. And she said, I don't even keep it in the same room as me because it is really strong. She like banishes it to a dark, shady corner of the house. So if you do get some, I'd love to know how you get on with it.
Yeah, I haven't actually been drawn to, like, because I've been seeing a lot about it, but I didn't feel like I needed or anything. It's just my curiosity, really.
But then if you want to get some Tektite, you can get some Tektite. It's easier to find. I got this from a lady called Sue Weaver, who's in Cornwall, and she sells crystals, and she teaches crystal courses, quite advanced level crystal courses as well. So obviously I teach beginners, but she actually sells crystals, and that's who I bought this from. So I hold this when I'm doing light language, when I'm trying to communicate with my guides from elsewhere in the universe. It's nice. I'm holding a piece of space. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I just happened to have it there. I didn't know you were going to ask about that, but I just.
Yeah, see, well, I was thinking about it before, so. No surprises, right? Or no coincidences, sorry.
No, exactly.
So whoever is watching, just let us know if you're there, if you're watching, if you have a question, or if you're just saying hi. Oh, by the way, just a little reminder, if you would like an anonymous question, please just send me a message on my Facebook profile, like my page, as in, yeah, and then I'll see it. I've got my phone here. I'm just checking just in case. But yeah, if you're watching from my Facebook group, then please just comment your name, because otherwise it will just say Facebook user.
Tarot or what deck have you got with you tonight? Tarot or Oracle or Angel?
Well, all of them, actually. So all of those that you have mentioned, because I felt like bringing 3.
Okay.
And one of them is Tarot, one Oracle, one Angel. The Tarot one is one that I haven't used yet, like for others. I think I read it for myself, and it's a mini version, so you can buy a full version, like a full size, normal size, standard size cards. But I like the mini because I've got small hands. This is the Santa Muerte.
Oh, it's so cute. It's really cool. I like it.
I've used them, I think, a couple of times for myself, and I really liked how strongly the messages are coming through from this one. And I really love little cards because, like I said, I've got small hands, so it's so much easier for me to shuffle. And I just felt like bringing them today for some reason. And then I have my Angel Oracle, as always, because these are, I always bring them because these are my go-to for any angel readings.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is I just got to check, gosh, I forgot the name. Oh, Quantum Oracle that we were talking about last time.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I like the one.
Yeah, I'll do it upside down. So I felt like bringing those today. So yeah, I'll see what I feel like doing, whether I'll be selecting the deck for people or if I'll be asking them to give me a number and select it that way. We shall see. But yeah, I'm just kind of slowly going back to all the decks that I have, because I have so many. Well, I think I have many, but like I said, I think last time we were talking about the amount that I have isn't many in terms of what I've seen so far. I've got a very small collection, I suppose. But still, there are quite a few decks that I still want to acquaint myself a bit better, because they have like the fairies deck that I love. I bought it in Glastonbury when I was doing readings when I went to the witches market, and there was a gent who was selling all of like used decks, and I was like, oh, I was like a kid in a sweet shop, because he had so many and they were all so cheap, £5 or £10, but completely normal condition. They're not torn or anything, they're just used. So, but I have, let's say, restrained myself to buy just one. But there were so many known tarot decks that I've seen a lot that were, yeah, they were good. But I've decided to get a fairy deck, and I love it. I might actually bring it quickly. It's right
Is it
here.
Karen Kay's deck?
Pardon?
Is it Karen Kay's?
No. I've been looking at her decks because I have been searching for a fairy deck for a long time, but none of the ones that I could find online were actually like calling to me. So I was really excited when I've seen this one, because I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is the book that I'm showing you. Actually, there's no box because he didn't have a box. It's called The Fairies Oracle by Brian Proud. Yeah. Do you know this one?
No, I don't think. I looked at trying to get a fairies deck a little while ago, and I felt the same. It's like none of it's.
Yeah, I haven't seen it because I've been really looking, but maybe I wasn't going to all the pages. If you type it in Google, maybe I wasn't going like 15th, 20th page or whatever. I didn't maybe spend that much time, but whenever they were coming up, I have never seen this one. And I don't think it's out of print. I mean, it shouldn't be. I'm pretty sure afterwards when I found it, then I saw it on my, because then I knew what to type in. But you have, hang on, little bags like this.
And
And
they're nice, aren't they?
yes.
And I just as well though. Are they easy to shuffle?
Oh yeah. So they're kind of like a tarot size, like a standard tarot.
Okay.
So they're not very wide.
They're not too wide, actually. Yeah.
And they are very bendy, but not in a way that would break them. So no, they're perfect, really. And yeah, I just picked them up and I just, that's how I've been buying decks. I'm just looking for the one that was at the top, that when I looked at it, I was like, oh, loving this. I'm taking this one. But I always buy decks that really call to me.
Yeah.
So for a long time, for instance, I was looking for angel decks as well, and it's been a while until I got the Angel Oracle. Actually is quite new because I think he only released in 2021. Yeah, 2021, I think. And then the same with Animal deck, which I eventually bought one. And the same with the Fairy deck. Can you see?
I love that. I've got a deck similar to that.
Pardon?
I've got a tarot deck that's similar in terms of the style. It's not a fairy one though, but it's a similar style. I love that.
Look at his eyes.
I know his face.
It's like
I really like that. I'd have chosen that deck.
Yeah. And it's called Gloominous Loom.
Oh, I love him. I love the gloomy. I love him.
So funny, and it's so whimsical, this deck.
Yeah.
That just really speaks to your imagination, and I just thought this is really fairy energy. that I feel from this deck.
That's what I think most of them are lacking for me. I want a deck that makes me feel like I'm six again. I want a deck that's really magical and takes my imagination away to a different place. And most
And
of
it
them,
doesn't have
and they don't.
exactly, yeah, and it doesn't, and I didn't really like most of the fairy decks that have usually the same kind of depiction of a fairy, like a human that just has the wings, and it's usually a female, and I just don't believe that's how not how I feel fairies to be, because they're so different. So this one was definitely, they do have little cute ones as well, like a little baby.
Oh, I really like that deck.
It
It's
really
very
is.
powerful.
Yeah.
Mm,
So,
okay.
but I feel like there's so much to them that I really want, and I really love the book.
Yeah.
It actually gave me so many ideas, and it really encourages you to use your intuition.
Mm.
And even when a lot of decks have spreads, example spreads, this one is teaching you how to do an intuitive spread. And I love that, because that really speaks to me. Because I noticed I can learn some structure and spreads, but I could never really get into, although I wanted to, I tried, but I could never really get into full spreads and actually learning them in a structured way, because it just never, I don't know, it's like it was taking me away from, I don't know, I don't know. Anyway, it just didn't work for me. And this one, the lady that wrote the book is Brian's wife, from what I gather. And she teaches you how to do intuitive spread, but she obviously talks about the person being in front of you, where the person, your sitter, chooses the card, and then you kind of figure out what questions we're asking, but you let the sitter put them in a specific order. And then if you feel, or you ask the fairies, do we need to change anything here? Then you might change the order, but then you kind of read it the way they spread it. And if it kind of shows you a specific trail, so for instance, someone might put one at the bottom, another higher. So it kind of, okay, well,
Yeah.
that kind of looks like a progression. So I think we're
Yeah.
looking at that and that kind of stuff. And I just thought that is so cool. Very, very much up my alley.
Yeah, and I tend to not use spreads. I've got loads of them. I mean, I've printed loads. I've created my own. I've got ones that I was taught, and it's quite rare that I use them. Occasionally, I might do a horseshoe spread, or very occasionally Celtic cross or three cards. Usually, I just pull cards, but I might not put them in a straight line, because again, I know the cards interact with each other. So sometimes I put a card on top of another one. Sometimes I put it above the other one. I don't choose where they go, not consciously. And then I look at how they interact, but I don't have a set shape with them. I just place them where I feel like placing them. Much easier. I'm going to sit there. Otherwise, you're engaging your left brain in thinking,
Exactly.
okay, I've got this position for this card and this position, and then it takes you away from your intuition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I only was able to memorize the Celtic cross as well, and I can do it, and I'm like, okay, good. But that's the only one. I still have to give myself a second after I've put it in the right order, because I sometimes have to think, oh, hang on a minute, what was that? And then I need to give myself a second to go back to am I actually picking up from the deck, from the whole spread. I still have to, look at the whole thing first before I go and read individual cards. But yeah, I think, and I was just, he has another deck, but that one is definitely out of print, because when I was looking it up, it goes for like $100 something or pounds, something crazy. Then it's called, I'm probably making it up, but it's something about love fairies or heart fairies, because it's meant to be like a relationship deck.
Okay.
And so I was just looking it up on YouTube, and I really liked what the lady said when she was reviewing them. because that's what Brian Froud is the artist, and he's also been an artist in some movies, not movies or series, I don't know, TV series that are very fantasy based.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so people might be familiar with that. There are actually a couple of things on Netflix by him. I haven't watched them yet, but anyway, someone asked him once, "Do you believe in fairies?" Brian, who draws them,
Oh yeah.
and he went, "Well, it's not really my choice. They just come to me when I draw them." So it's not really like it's not really like, do I believe in them? They just call to me when I need to draw them, and they show themselves to me, and that's how they come up. That's what what this is about. So it's not really,
I love
a
that.
belief. Yeah.
I just bought a book and teaching how to draw faces, because I'm not too terrible, but I can't get proportions and everything else right. And what I want to do is draw my spirit guides, because they show themselves to me in my head, and I want to be able to draw how they look. So yeah, I'm going to start learning that. That's exciting.
So we have the Sarla. I hope that I'm saying the name right. And yes, Sarla, you can definitely have a reading. Do you have a question that you'd like us to pull a card for? Then just let us know what the question is. It can be an area of your life if there isn't a specific situation. If you're asking for a relationship question, for instance, just let us know also if it's an existing relationship, or if you're looking to, meet someone, basically. So just so that we know. So we'll just give you a second to type up the question. The career reading, okay. Is there something specific within the career? Are you changing jobs? Are you thinking about changing? Are you, you can just let us know. Are you thinking about doing something within the same job that you have? And also, whilst you're typing it up, just give me a number from 1 to 3. Okay, so you're doing an exam and you want to be somewhere specific this year. Okay. So if you could, I'll let you go first, if that's okay, Mel, and I'll let Dasara give me a number from 1 to 3. As well. I've got 3 decks, and I'll just let you, Dasara, choose which deck to read from, obviously without you knowing which one is which.
Okay, right. So there's number 2 come up there for you, Kat, but I'll make a start. So so what I've done is just try to get some advice around what's coming in for you over the next 12 months. You've got your exam obviously coming up, and then what else is coming in for you in terms of career, work, business, job, whatever's coming up. So what I've got is I'm showing the Queen of Swords card, which is, I always try and hold these up and it always reflects really badly off the light. The Queen of Swords basically is where you're using your logic, you're using your intellect. So whatever you're studying for, or that you're going to be doing with your business, it's something where you need to use a lot of logic and strategy and thinking. So it could be very business focused rather than creative. Something that you're going to be thinking a lot about. The Queen of Swords is a positive card. It shows that you're not the king is usually when you're right at the top of your game, but the queen is when you're doing really well, you're nearly there, and you've achieved quite a lot already when you get to this stage. Also, I'm showing the strength card. So if it's a bit stressful for you or you're finding it a bit difficult, I mean, exams are always stressful, aren't they? So it's probably connected to that. The strength card is just a reminder that, you know, when it's a bit tough, keep going. You're doing really well. You've got to dig into your strength when it gets a bit stressful, because actually you've got some really good things coming up for you. What I'm showing, I'm going to show these together. So this card is about celebrations. So this is always good news. This is a good card to see when you've got an exam coming up, because this looks really positive. And then there's this, which is when it comes to career, this for me is usually working from home. So the celebrations coming up, which I would imagine is around your exam. And then you've got something connecting to the home. So whether this is a career in housing, sometimes it can represent that, something to do with property, or something where you're going to be able to work from home. So maybe setting up your own business, or just something where you're remote working. That's what's coming in for you a little bit later, after you've had this lovely time to celebrate. So looking very good, actually, looking quite exciting.
Okay, Tasara. So the deck that you've chosen is the angel deck, angel cards. So it looks like angels want to come in and give you a little message. So what I was feeling originally when I was pulling the card, Tasara, is that there is a little bit of a comprehension. Is that the right word? Sorry. A little bit of doubt that you might have about your abilities to find a job, and it's not about your lack of knowledge or professional preparation. It's just more about having the strength and the courage to go for what you want. So the angels want to encourage you to do so, because you definitely know enough. If you've ever been doubting yourself in any way, of course you need to apply the whatever you've learned into practice, but don't put yourself down. You have in the card that popped out is take charge and action. So this is not the time for you to be waiting, for the offers to be coming to you. So if you have, a CV or a profile somewhere in a recruitment agency or something like that, don't wait too much for them to come to you. But make sure that you're actively and proactively pursuing going for your goals. Okay, so it really needs some action from you, and some, be confident in asking for what you want. And then just to, I suppose, that card pretty much answered, I think, most of it. And then I still pulled 3, as I usually do. And we have, so it looks to me like there's been, so the angels wanted to bring up some sort of healing that you've been going through recently. It might be some healing following a loss in a family, or possibly a loss in a relationship within the family. So it could be with your parents, or someone who you consider to be a parental figure. And that's obviously all past behind you, because this is the card of the past. But we still have a little bit of healing in your present. So I feel like, you were asking about career. So I feel within the career, it's almost like it makes me go back to that same thing that I said at the beginning. Don't doubt yourself. So if anyone in the past have possibly, commented on your lack of disability, or maybe in some way made you feel inadequate or not enough, then leave that aside, because that's not true, and just don't let that affect you. And then the future card, we have vulnerability and freedom. So the angels just want you to open up a little bit more and really talk your relationship healing. Okay, so they want you to really talk about your needs and your desires openly. So like I said, if it's when it comes to career, just sorry, because it's like there's some glare. When it comes to career, that just basically reminds me the same thing that I said. Just be open and really speak out as to what it is that you're looking for. And and just be proactive, be out there, put yourself out there, don't wait for others to come to you. Okay, so that's all I have for you, Dasarla. Okay, so I can see that you're asking a question about a doctor. Is it a doctor, do you mean? Or computer? I'm not sure. I don't really understand exactly what you're asking.
Just while we're waiting for that response, we've got somebody else here, a new subscriber. Could you pop your first name in the comments, because we can just see you as S, and then there we go. You've asked a question. Lovely. If you could just let us know your first name, and then we can pick up your question as well.
Okay, Dasara. So I would. We've just got Soul, Aries. So I would leave another question for another time, Dasara, because I feel like the cards themselves have sort of gave you a little bit of a nudge to follow, to be courageous and do what you feel is right for you and be proactive. So maybe just have a little think as to which area really calls to you more. Which one do you really feel like you would enjoy doing more, rather than maybe, I don't know, whatever else someone else might be saying. And in the meantime, Sol, if you can just, I'm just going to change if you could give me a number from 1 to 3.
Right, so whilst you're coming up with a number for Cat, I'll put this away. You're very welcome. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Dasarla. 3. Okay, thank you.
Okay, fabulous. So, Sol, I've pulled a couple of cards for you about your work-based drama. Sorry to hear about that. Nobody likes work-based dramas. I remember them well. So we've got the 5 of Cups that has come up. I'll see if I can show you these if it doesn't get a reflection. So, I mean, the image on this card shows somebody just literally in floods of tears. It's not a nice energy that's around you at the moment. So I can see that, and there's some upset, and it kind of hurts in your heart. Yeah, I mean, God, that's awful. That would make you feel very upset if it's like that toxic culture around you, and it's something that's really got to you and made you feel quite upset and unsettled. And what I've also got is the Queen of Pentacles. So I don't know if this is the person that's connected to this. This is usually a female, somebody older, sort of 30 plus adult, who is usually quite grounded, quite practical, quite logical, I would say, this kind of energy of this person. So this might be the person around you that's causing that drama. Can be very stubborn, this type of person as well, and very stubborn in their opinion, and when they believe something, they don't always listen to other people. What I am seeing coming up for you, I just did a 3-card spread to see like what's happening now and what's coming in, and I do see things getting much better for you. This is the Sun card. This is happiness. This can come after times have been a little bit difficult, so the sun comes after it's been dark. So you're going through a really unpleasant time at the moment, but things are going to pick up and they are going to get better. A regular employee. Okay. It's looking like it's going to be it's looking like it is going to pick back up with that Sun card. This is about happiness and feeling much more happy and settled. Yeah, exactly, like your name, Soul. So things are going to improve. Things are going to get better, but I can see that at the moment they're not great.
All right, so the cards that you've chosen, so you've chosen an oracle deck, and the cards that I have, I gotta say, I don't have yet a very well, I do and I don't have a clear answer. Okay, let me just start maybe. So you have a joyous fun upside down. So that obviously tells me there's not been much fun, right? Which you pretty much just said. And it looks like it has been happening for a little while. And I felt whilst shuffling the cards that there is someone that is just really stubborn around you. So it's, and I felt it might be a female as well. I don't know. I think, Mel, you said something similar.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the energy that I felt from them is that they just, it's like, it's really difficult for them to even change their behavior because it's like their nature. I don't know what's up with them, but they seem very, oh, it's a man that's being, I'm really sorry. But there's, yeah, someone who's very just stubborn and just a, you know, a jerk. Let's call them by their name, just because they are. There is no actual particular reason that I felt. And then we have, so a couple of things that I want to say is I'm not seeing anything improving just yet in a sense of short term span of time. In your current position, the present position of the cycle is a decrease. So it kind of tells me, I don't know if you're in that job for the lack of or the need for finances. I know obviously we all do jobs because we need the money, but it kind of feels to me like it's almost, but you kind of have to be there for a little longer. I don't know what your obviously personal situation is, but it sort of seems to me like it might get a little bit worse before it gets better, basically, because there's a little bit of a difficulty for you to receive the healing energy from spirit. So, and that kind of, but then, so I was thinking, well, what does that really mean? You know, because it was a card that was upside down. So I pulled another one to have a little bit of an idea of what is that supposed to mean. And I got a creative freedom card. So are you quite a creative person? Are you thinking of doing something more creative if you're not already in your job, or even as a hobby? I don't know. Is it letting you really use your creative juices in any way? Because, and like I say, it doesn't have to be related to a job. It could be a hobby that maybe you've stopped paying attention to. Because if you have, then please go back to it and cultivate that side of you, because I feel like it will bring a lot of healing. And if you will be able to heal your soul and your, you know, find yourself in a better mood, etc., it will then in effect translate into your experiences in life, because you'll have a little bit of a lift me up, I suppose, if that makes sense. So you're creating products. Okay, is that what you're doing in your job? I'm actually gonna pull one more card from the angel deck, because I don't know why, but just let me know, soul, how is that, you know, have you been in any way stopped from doing that? I mean, it's your side business. Okay. If it's possible, then please find more time for it. Find more time for it, because I feel like this will really make a difference. And, you know, I mean, many of us here, and including myself and Mel, we've been doing a lot of things on the side, and I know it's sometimes difficult to find the time, but it's almost like once you do, you'll be able to open up to new ideas as to maybe, you know, whether it's changing the job or, oh, okay, you stopped a bit. Yeah, give it some more attention. Give it more attention, because I feel like that will help. It will really help, and I kind of can't tell how, but it will. Oh, and you got the transformation card from the angel deck. So I feel like your creative pursuits will really bring upon some changes. And it could be, like I say, due to your energy changing, because you'll be cultivating and really taking care of that creative side of you, or whether you'll find some ideas might pop into your head as to what to change at work, or whether to look for something else, things like that. So I would advise you to pay a little bit more attention to that and go back to your creative pursuits. So okay, so thank you for that.
Okay, so I'm going to just fall back up. I'm going to pull a few cards for Pooja, who has asked for a love reading with her love interest Naman, but they're currently in separation. So I pulled a few cards to see. What I've asked is what the next few months potentially going to look like for the two of you. So what I'm seeing straight away is that a decision has been made or needs to be made with this Two of Wands, which is about probably, should I stay, should I go, should we recouple, should we go our separate ways? So you're in this kind of like, oh, I don't really know what to do energy at the moment. And what you're being guided to do is just perhaps stay where you are at the moment and have a bit of a break. The Four of Swords comes in when we're maybe trying to pursue something that is stressful or perhaps isn't working, and we're just guided to take just a bit of a step back from it with this card. What is also coming up for you is Seven of Cups, which is all about options. So this could be that you're considering your options. You have other options as well. You could stay, you could get back together, you could stay apart, you might have somebody else that you're interested in, you might want to go traveling, you might want to focus on your career. There might be other things around you that are worthy of considering when you're thinking about whether or not you want to give it another try with him. What I am seeing is the Four of Cups, which is when you're feeling really fed up, when something's not really working out, there's feelings of discontent, and that's coming in for you in the near future. So I'm not sure it looks like it's really going to gain any traction from the looks of it. And then the final card that's come up for you is the Fool. Well, this is all about taking a bit of a leap of faith. But for me, this is not a card of being in a relationship. This is more about you taking that leap and sort of going off on your own. This is more of a card of independence, the feeling of this card. So it doesn't look likely that there's going to be like a rekindling with the way things currently are, but you've got options, you've got other things that you can consider. But the guidance that's coming through is for you to like take that leap of faith, assert your independence, put yourself first. So that's what it's looking like from the cards. So I hope that's helpful. We've got a couple more people waiting.
Okay, so I was just going to say, because there are many people coming on now and we only have 15 minutes left, I will be going to do a reading to whom we're drawn to. So we've got Needy, I think was...
Yeah.
And there's a Facebook user. So Facebook user, whoever you are, yes, we are still live, but please put your name next to your comments, because otherwise we can't see, we don't know who you are. And I'm just looking through the... So we've got Needy, we've got Rala Diva. Okay, so I'm feeling like doing a reading for Rala Diva. So will S reach out to me, and what my connection with him? Okay, Rala, if you could just give me a number from 1 to 3 in the comments, and that will just mean that I will choose a deck for you, because I've got three with me today. Oh, it's Marta. Okay, so we've got Marta as well. So we've got Marta, Needy, and Canso you. I hope I'm reading that Right. So yeah, I'll just let you, Mel, choose whoever you're drawn to after this one. 3. Okay. So we were asking, was it for Will? So will reach out. Okay. So Rala, you've chosen a oracle deck, the same one actually I was just using for soul. So let's just see what Spirit has here. So whilst I'm shuffling, I just want to say, Rala, that it kind of feels to me like Will is a bit hurt. I don't know if there were some words exchanged. Oh, S, I see what you mean. So Will S get you. Okay. So I don't know if there were some words exchanged that maybe you regretted saying. I'm not feeling like it's completely an ended book or a closed book yet, I should say. Let's see. Okay, so Rala, so what I have for you is, so it kind of feels to me, because you have one of the cards is called Great Achievement. And that kind of makes me feel like it's almost like, I don't know if it was you or him that kind of, when you guys got together, it felt like a real celebration. Perhaps, I don't know, for some reason, I feel it may be on your side. And that was it someone that you had an eye on for a little while? Because I feel like it's mutual. But then also, you have your higher self in your present as a present card. So this kind of reminds me of what I said at the beginning. I don't know if there were some words exchanged, because I feel like there is something that you kind of know that you need to do. And I kind of feel like it needs to be coming from you, actually, rather than waiting for S to actually come back to you, to get in touch with you. If you want anything to happen, then really listen to what your intuition is telling you, because it's actually being a little quite loud right now. And don't play it safe. So actually, we have the play it safe card, but it was upside down. And it's almost, to me, it kind of sounds like a radical apology almost. Let me know if it resonates so far, because I kind of feel like, I don't know if you're in a way walking on eggshells, so to speak, because you don't want to, maybe feel too pushy or make it look like you're too pushy or something. But I feel like it's kind of time to do that. You might feel ready to do so soon. It doesn't have to happen right now. But to answer your question, I don't feel like he will definitely be the one coming to you first. And I feel like there's something that needs to come from you first, whether it's an apology or an explanation of some sort. So I hope that helps.
Okay, so I'm going to jump on and do a reading for Nidhi. I'm sorry if I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but I've got the question in front of me. So this is former partner, Haval, and there's no contact at the moment, and there's a third party situation. So I've just pulled a few cards to get some clarity for you on that situation. So what I'm seeing at the moment is, I mean, really, it's kind of just confirming what you've said. So the Hanged Man is when nothing's really happening. So this is when you're in a period of stagnation. You're not speaking, nothing's happening. You're not moving forwards. You're not moving backwards. It's just like there's a deadlock. So neither of you are speaking to each other, and obviously it sounds like there's a good reason for that. So that's completely fair enough. when I was asking if there is likely to be any contact, rekindling, working things out, something, I got the Ace of Wands. Now, this is actually quite positive. This is where there is an opportunity for could be a new relationship, as in starting again, like a new opportunity for you guys to rekindle. However, I will just say that the next card I pulled after that is the Hermit. So the Hermit is where we feel a bit alone, we feel a bit isolated. So it could be there's a potential on the cards there, but you might not actually welcome it when it happens. It may be that you feel like, you know what, it's kind of, there's too much water under the bridge and I'm feeling a bit hurt and isolated here. And that hurt and isolation is coming from that third party. So the Three of Cups card, it means all sorts, but when it's in a relationship reading like this, it's where there's a third party that's been involved. And I'm just not sure you're going to be able to I think there's too much damage that's been done, and it's going to lead to feelings of being unsupported. So it does look like there is going to be some contact after this period of stagnation. There is going to be an opportunity for you, and it's entirely up to you. It's your free will as to what you do with it, but you might not feel, the feelings might be lost.
Oh, it's just to let you know, Sasha, that was me commenting. I think because we're live on 2 channels at the same time, it shows as if we're both commenting, which makes it even more confusing. But it was me, Sasha, who was messaging you. So Sasha, if you can give me a number for from 1 to 3. No worries. So if you just give me a number from 1 to 3. Okay. Okay, so you've selected angel deck, Sasha, for you for your next week. So we'll see what to expect and what you can expect next week, or what energy is coming to you next week. Let's see. So Sasha, is it true that you're expecting something or have an expectation for something, hopefully, or hoping for something? Because that's the kind of feeling that I had when I was writing down your question. Because I'm kind of feeling that you are actually quite uplifted, or sort of looking forward to something, and probably wondering if it's coming up next week. You're right. Okay, thank you. And I'm kind of feeling like saying, you know, whenever it's coming, it will be coming, whether it's next week or not. But we'll obviously see what the cards show for next week. It's almost like it makes me feel like, I don't know why you're asking, because it's kind of like, it's almost like it's a given. 1, 2. Yeah, so yeah, the cards are pretty much saying what I'm feeling. So yeah, it is a time for you to wait, because it's take a step back card, but it's not a card of something that you don't know. You've already been waiting patiently. So this is, if anything, this is just to say, you know, you've been doing it well, let's call it, because it's also your strength card. Sorry to interject, Mel, in there. I don't think Marta can see your comments because they only show on YouTube.
Okay.
Marta, if you're still there, please let us know.
Yeah.
So Sasha, yes, so you've been stepping back and waiting patiently for that person, as you just said. Now I feel you're waiting for them to come back now, and it's really amazing that you have, I want to say, because it kind of confirms that you have, I want to say, almost grown as a person, but also really looked at things in a different perspective, because you have the transformation And so you're ready for changes to happen. You know what to do for the relation with that other person to be different. It's like you've seen, the light. I want to say it's like, oh, I suddenly understand what was happening. I know what I did. I know what maybe they did and how we need to fix it. So there's this transformation is also a card of the present. So you're still going through it, working on yourself, and yeah, just expecting good things to happen. Now I do actually want to pull out one more card here. I do have three, and I'll let you know obviously what the third one is in just a second. Oh, okay, you're going to see him. Well, the card is, the third one is surrender. So don't expect anything. Don't have any expectations. It just says, just let it be how it wants to be. Let the meeting flow, whatever you kind of like, yeah, just approach it without any expectation. 3 years, exactly. So I feel like there's a lot of very exciting energy between the both of you, but I wouldn't. Well, the cards are not suggesting to be taking action, right? You don't want to be taking action and being very forthright. Just go with the flow, but be open, because I wanted to see what that surrender card is about. And we have the vulnerability and freedom. So it's just, angels just want you to be open and honest with the person that you'll be seeing tomorrow. Whatever conversations you have, just make it, sincere, what exactly lies in your heart. And if you have any regrets or you want to go back to anything and kind of clear the air, then because your heart tells you to do so, then do so, Sasha. It's just a time to be open and vulnerable, because that will, show the authentic you. And I feel like that approach will actually really make the other person warm up to possibly resuming the relationship. I'm not saying relationship as in romantic, but for now, just any kind of contact between the two, of the connection, I should say. So, yeah, looks all good. He has an apology to make. Yeah, so just be honest about it. Be open, without being forceful in any way, and then just wait. Because I feel like there's been a lot of transformation happening on your side and on his side. So it all feels very positive. So I hope that helps. Nothing wrong. Yeah, exactly. There's no rush. It doesn't have to even be. It could be, I don't know, whatever, a closure or whatever. But yeah, for next week, it all looks very nice and positive.
Okay, so I'm going to jump to Marta. I don't know if Marta's still here, but I'm going to do the reading anyway, because if she's not, she can always catch up with this on the replay. So I'll just tag her in the comments. So Marta has asked about guidance regarding my spiritual journey. So I'm just going to quickly run through. I've pulled up 4 cards for you. So your spiritual journey at the moment, I can see you're having a lot of fun with it, because we've got the 10 of Cups here, which is all about wishes coming true, enjoyment, happiness, joy. Hello, she's still here. Awesome. So you're having a lot of excitement, happiness with your spiritual journey at the moment. And quite interestingly, the next 2 cards I pulled are, in fact, I pulled them that way around, so let me show you. The 6 of Cups and Temperance. 6 of Cups is something coming back from the past, and in a spiritual reading, I believe this is your past lives. Something is coming back from a past life, and it's connected to healing, because the Temperance card is all about healing. Now, this could be a healing gift that you are utilizing that has been with you before, or it could be that you're being called to get some past life healing, but something very much familiar. So if you're getting feelings of deja vu, if there's something coming up for you where it feels like you've done it before, it could be connected to past life, and it is somehow connected with healing, either you healing others or healing that you need for yourself. what this is going to do, if you look into this area from your past lives, it's going to open up some options for you, because we've got the 7 of Cups here. So if there is something that you've been feeling interested in pursuing, a modality maybe that's connected either to past lives or healing, then this to me looks like a bit of a green light to go for it.
Okay, so we'll just wait for Marta to comment on Mel's reading, and then we'll be popping up. I'm afraid that the whole hour has gone. It's a shame you guys couldn't join at the beginning, because we would have had a bit more time. But we will be back next week. So did you try to do this? So yeah, so we're on every Thursday. So just come join us next week. Please look at the links in the description. You can find more information about us. There is also a PayPal link for a thank you donation if you feel like making one. And yeah, we would love to see you again pretty soon. Please like and subscribe. I gotta say this. Just every YouTube with us, right? Because you can be notified whenever we go on live, do readings. And we also go on live doing different kind of spiritual discussions most Mondays. Only if we can't make it, then we might not, have it every Monday. But it's been quite regular so far, and we'll be talking about shadow work next Monday, right? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aha, wonderful.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so there you go.
It's probably something you've done before. I think this is the healing abilities that you've got in this life has come back. So yeah, definitely a big old green light to look into that. How exciting.
That's
awesome.
Okay, perfect. So again, thank you very much, everyone, and we shall see you next time.
See you soon.